We all know that every now and again there's nothing like a sweet treat to make you happy. And what I'm going to show you now is a pudding that's always going to put a smile on your face. It's one that I've loved since I was a child, so I'm going to make it with a woman who first made it for me, my mum. I have never met anyone that doesn't like this dessert, have you?
No.
We're going to make sticky toffee pudding. This lovely lady, my mother, she used to make this at least twice a month when I was a kid.
We loved it with lots of custard.
Custard, ice cream, or cream. Unbelievable. Dates are the central ingredient of a sticky toffee pudding. So if you want a great pud, you've got to have great dates. These medjool dates, they might just look like regular dates, but they're so meaty and sweet and delicious, and they have the most outrageous sort of caramelly flavour. Now, we had dates, obviously, when I was a kid.
Only at Christmas.
But they were a bit drier, a bit more...
Yeah,
like...
crusty.
Yeah, they weren't as lovely as that. Get the stone out and get the little cap bit at the top off. We don't want that. So Mum's going to motor through those. The stones need to be removed from 450 grams of dates. To soften them and give them an even better flavour, I'm going to soak them in tea. Mum, you probably won't be expecting this. Earl Grey tea bags.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cover 4 tea bags with 300 millilitres of boiling water and leave to steep for 3.5 minutes. Add the de-stoned dates to a blender with a level teaspoon of cinnamon and half a grated nutmeg. Then pour the Earl Grey tea onto the dates and let them sit for 10 minutes with the lid on. So, Mum, creaming. You all right to do it?
Yeah, I'm good at creaming.
So we're going to go in with 170 grams of butter, and then I'm going to follow that with 170 grams of golden caster sugar. Really, really important, muscovado sugar. This is going to give it its fudgy, sticky toffee puddingness. So in with 170 grams of that. The point of creaming is that we're dissolving the sugar and we're beating air into it. And, of course, the butter has got...
Can you do this in a machine?
You can do it in a machine. My mummy's right. Mum used to do the best dinners. Pretty much every week she'd do a steamed pudding, syrup pudding, chocolate pudding, jam pudding, roly-poly. Quite old-fashioned British ones, really.
Yeah, well, you all used to like it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was lovely. So Mum's done the hard bit. Do you want me to take over?
Yeah.
So, look, we'll give this a good old beat up. Mum, if you can get around there and crack in 4 eggs, one at a time. Ooh. Once all 4 eggs are beaten in, gently fold 340 grams of self-raising flour into the mixture. Then blend the tea-soaked dates until smooth. Pour in the lovely date mixture. Thank you, Mum. There's something really special that happens between the dates and the spice and the sugar.
Lovely.
We're folding all that in. Oh, Mum, smell that.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Mum, that bundt tin over there, can you just grab a little bit of butter, put it on your hand, and just rub it all around that mould? It's a nice little technique if you're ever worried about a mould or a baking dish. Just rub it with oil or butter, and then we take some flour. Thank you, Mama. And then we'll just put in the flour and just shake it around, and the flour will stick to the butter. So that's what it looks like there. Double security. Pour the mixture into your mould.
Just turn it round.
Yeah, please. That's it. Thank you, Mum. I like to use a ring-shaped bundt tin for this pud, but doing it as a tray bake also works. Put it into the oven to bake for 45 to 50 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius and don't touch it. While that's cooking, I'm just going to knock up a quick sauce. So, Mum, in here, what we have is 250 grams of butter and 250 grams of sugar. And as you can see, I've got half golden sugar and half muscovado as well. So as soon as that sugar starts to dissolve, I'm going to add in some rum. Did you ever put rum in your sticky toffee pudding?
No, I didn't.
It's nice. I love rum. Do you like rum?
Yeah, I love anything.
Alcoholic?
Alcoholic. No.
She's not an alcoholic, don't worry. Add 50 ml of rum to your pan. To flambe it, carefully angle the pan towards the flame. Setting it alight will burn off the alcohol and enhance all the flavours of the sauce. Finally, add 300 ml of double cream. give you the most incredible sticky toffee pudding sauce. And I'm just gonna swill it about now. Look at the way it changes. And you get a lovely, shiny, caramelly sauce. Mum, try that. It's not too hot. I love it. The rum is brilliant.
Oh, wow, yeah, it is. That's really different.
When those little bubbles come up like that, then we switch the gas off. Have a look at that sticky toffee pudding, Mum. No, don't open the door.
Oh.
God.
Oh, no, I did, didn't I?
You did.
Oh, my God. It's all sunk. I got you.
Should we have a cup of tea?
Yeah.
The illustrious sticky toffee pudding. Beautiful sponge, smells lovely. 1, 2, 3. Go on.
Oh, that's lovely. Look at the steam.
Now a trick that transforms the pudding, painting it.
Yeah, I'm going to grab this brush. As you put this incredible sauce on top, it kind of seals it and it stops it getting dry and it gets shinier and shinier and shinier, which is amazing.
The thin layer of sauce gives the pud a crispy toffee crust, which is delicious.
It's just a piece of art, that's the thing.
You can't have too much of that sauce, can you?
No.
Why don't you just put it in the middle?
Do you think I should?
It'd be lovely.
No, that's good.
That's what I would do.
Well, look, this whole dish is an evolution. Should we do it?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, the whole point of desserts is to lift the spirit. And what is going to lift the spirit more than just filling up a hole with caramel sauce?
I think that's really nice.
There is one last thing I'm going to do. We're just going to put a little salt on top. It's just that whole kind of thing about the palate just exploding, that salt and sweet.
I love salted caramel.
So there you go, Mama. The ultimate sticky toffee pudding. Can you grab me that chopper from over there? Let's have a little portion up. And as we take this, it's just gonna gush out. Ah. Go on. Okay.
This looks amazing. Oh.
Now can you tell why I brushed the outside? It's like crispy
yeah,
hard.
It's gorgeous.
You like?
Yeah, amazing.
Thanks, Mum. It's been nice cooking that with you. Hi guys, hope you're well. So today we're gonna make a beautiful homemade crumble 3 ways. Beautiful stewed fruit with a crunchy, crispy topping. It's an easy go-to dessert to make people very, very happy. What I wanna do is start off really basic on the filling and then really basic on the topping and then just change it up 3 times to get you all ready to go. So first up, let's start with the humblest crumble ever, the Great British Apple Crumble. Now I grew up with just Bramley apple crumbles, delicious. But what we want to do to achieve the most appley, delicious flavour and texture is actually mix it up using different eating apples. So we've got this lovely mixture, some big chunks, some little chunks. You want to get a nice splash of water in with the apples, pan on the heat, and then I'm going to add 150 grams of sugar. Just a few strokes of lemon zest, really, really nice. So a little lid on top, give that 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then when it's a little bit tender, then we'll get the crumble topping on top and get it in the oven. So when it comes to the beautiful crumble topping, it's a really simple recipe, half fat to flour. I'm gonna use 1 kilo of plain flour, and then we're gonna use half as much butter, so 500 grams. Why am I making so much? So I can bag up the rest and put it in the freezer, and then a month later, 2 months later, you see some fruit, bang it together, crumble on top, in the oven, and you've done a dessert in no time at all. Bring this together, and then you want about 400 to 500 grams of sugar. That's golden caster sugar. You could just take a little bit of brown sugar. It gives it like a crunch. Some muscovado sugar. It's a little bit licoricey. You can do one, you can do a mix. You could even put a bit of honey in. So mix that up, add some vanilla. So you could use vanilla pods or paste. That absolutely smells amazing now. So that's your basic, standard, easy peasy crumble topping. And there you go. So I've got my apple here, sprinkle it on top. Beautiful. So in the oven it goes at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, for about half an hour until golden and blipping and delicious. That's your basic apple crumble. Let's take it up a notch. Let's do a second version, fruit combo. We shouldn't just think that fresh fruit is the only way. Frozen fruit is a game changer. What I've got here is a berries and blackcurrant mix. Whack a gas hob on, put a little bit of water in a pan, add some sugar, just about 100 grams, and then straight in with the fruit. It's about a kilo, just half an orange in there. Let's get a lid on, bring it to the boil. Now, as far as this basic crumble topping is concerned, could we do anything to it to sort of inflict even more deliciousness? And the answer, I think, is yes. These are flaked almonds. Crunch them up like that. I absolutely love them. Let's have a look in here. It smells incredible. And now we've got a beautiful bramble crumble with an almond and vanilla topping. Yes. Right, so this goes in the oven half an hour again until golden and crisp. And then I can show you potentially my favorite crumble. And this is a stone fruit crumble. Have a little look at this. So I'll show you what I've done. I've just got beautiful stone fruit like plums, nectarines, peaches, apricots you could use, any combination you like. Take the stone out, put it in halves or quarters. I've sweetened this with two things. One is some honey, beautiful. And two, I just got some strawberries and grated it. And it's a really nice natural way to sweeten. And that roasting for about 20 minutes, it just makes it jammy and intense and delicious. And the other thing I love, love, love to do is beautiful porridge oats. So a nice handful in like that. Just use your hands. Porridge oats give it an incredible flavor, a lovely texture, and I absolutely love it. So this goes back in the oven for about 20 minutes, half an hour, until golden and delicious. Let's let these cook, and when they're all cooked up, I'll show you what to do later. So it's that time where the 3 crumbles are ready. Beautiful, beautiful crumbles. Look at them, very exciting. Let's go in with our apple first. Come on, very pleasing. I'm gonna go for classic custard. Then we're gonna go for this beautiful brambles. Look at that, look at the color, come on. The smell is something else, and I love it when the ice cream starts to melt. Yes. And last but not least, we're gonna go for the roasted stone fruit crumble. Beautiful. Such amazing, intense flavors. Now I get to have 3 mouthfuls of 3 crumbles. Humble apple crumble. Memories of school dinners, good ones. Good school dinners, Mrs. Gilby, love you, amazing. And then we got the frozen fruit to be able to go into a freezer and grab some topping and some fruit and knock out something that's homely and like a little hug. This is what we need in life, I think. So, I love that. So good, completely different. Last but not least, the roasted fruit crumble. You know, it kind of feels a bit more grown up, a bit more adulty, I suppose, and what a wonderful way to finish a meal. I might have to start from the beginning again. I'm not sure if I said everything correctly. I think it's just an amazing dessert that makes me very happy, and I hope you enjoy it too. So until next time, take care. My little buddies' Flapjack biscuits are the easiest, simplest biscuit ever. Proper baking, but without loads of bowls, loads of faff, and loads of stress.
Just grab some unsalted butter, golden syrup, porridge oats, self-raising flour, and mixed dried fruit and nuts. A sweet treat that's child's play.
Are you ready for this? It's very simple. We get our scales, and we'll start with 100 grams of butter. In we go. Okay, next, flour. 100 grams, straight on top. Self-raising, so you've got a bit of lift happening there. Then we're gonna go fruit and nuts. We've got pecans, cashews, sultanas, So 100 grams again. See where I'm going with this? 100, 100, 100. So, surprisingly enough, we have 100 grams of golden syrup. Oh, look at that. And then 100 grams of porridge oats. Done.
5 ingredients in equal measure and it's into the mixer.
As simple as that. A little pinch of salt. Lid on and give it a pulse. I want to pulse it so it comes together a little bit like this. Smells amazing.
Grab a cake tin with a removable base, about 20 centimetres square, and line with lightly oiled, damp, scrunched up greaseproof paper.
The water on the paper just makes it soft and malleable so you can get it into the little corners. Just get a little bit of that golden syrup and put it around the edges, just so it catches and burns. I love that bit, that's like the best bit. So get your mix here and just let it tumble into the mould. And then use your fingers to push right into the corners, roughly make it about 1.5 to 2 centimetres thick. As soon as you've done that, whack it in the oven for 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit.
Bosh! This is the easiest little biscuit you're ever gonna bake.
Let's have a little look, smelling good. So it's light and golden, very, very nice. It's poofed up a little bit. What I want to do is just remove it from the mould to get a little tin, and I'm just going to place our bake on here. Just pop it off like that, and then move that over there. And it smells absolutely amazing. You see how it's gone kind of nice and gnarly and golden. Beautiful.
Slice into 16 treat-sized squares.
And we'll let that just cool down for about 5 minutes before you even think about eating it, if you can control yourself. Right, time for a cup of tea.
What a joy! Unbelievably easy to remember. Uncomplicated baking at its best.
Okay, so in the time it takes to make a little cup of tea, that's cooled down. And that is our little flapjack biscuit. It's not a flapjack, it's a flapjack biscuit. And what's really nice is it's such a quick little bake to do. You can see the chunks of fruit and nut and the little bits of porridge oats there. And there you go, little buddies, flapjack biscuits. Let's have one of these. It's chewy, it's crunchy, it's crumbly, and with a cup of tea, absolutely blooming gorgeous. But I've never actually dunked it. Let's have a go. See if it's a dunker. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it is a dunker. Yes! What are you waiting for? Quick, easy, dunk away. It's a dunker. Hello, all you lovely people. I've got a beautiful recipe for you. This is the most incredible rhubarb and custard tart. It's soft, gooey, gorgeous. It's got crumbly homemade pastry. It is an amazing thing that you can make with your friends and family. So what I'm going to do is split it up into the 3 parts. We've got the pastry, we've got a custard, and we've got a beautiful rhubarb and apple compote, okay? We're going to make it look amazing. Let me show you how to make the beautiful compote of rhubarb and apples. It's a great combination. So first up, this is forced rhubarb. And I'm gonna take the floury end off, but the beautiful stalks, that's the rhubarb, is amazing. There you go. All the leaves have gone. We'll compost this. We definitely don't want to eat this. We've got a kilo of this lovely rhubarb that's been washed. Just cut it up into like chunks about 3 centimeters in length. Get yourself a nice large pan, and on a high heat, medium high heat, I will add the rhubarb. So to go with this, I'm going to add some apples. So I've got 3 beautiful eating apples, about 500 grams, and I'm going to peel them. So using eating apples is really nice. They've got good texture. Each different type of eating apple has completely different flavor and texture. You need 500 grams. So peel them, quarter them, And then get rid of the core, cut them into 3 centimetre, then just cut them in half like that, big chunks. Stir in the apple like that. You can hear the heat happening now. 125 grams of sugar goes in, and then a little swig of water. Loads of liquid will come out of the rhubarb and the apple. It smells amazing. So I'm going to turn that down just a little bit, so it's just above medium. 15 minutes of cooking until tender. So for the custard, I want to go old school. In a pan here, it's not on the heat yet, we're going to go in with 500 mils of lovely milk. Grab yourself a tablespoon, not a dessert spoon. And we're going to go in with a level tablespoon of the custard powder. Do that 3 times, so 45 grams of custard powder. Just whisk in this lovely powder. Now I can put the temperature on. So into there, I'm going to add like 2 or 3 tablespoons of golden caster sugar and a good teaspoon or 2 of vanilla, right? So do it as much as you like. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons in, look at that. Just whisk that up. So in no time at all, as that milk comes up to a simmer, can you see how it's thickened? So as this kind of just cooks out for a minute or 2, have a look at this. Look, it's getting really bubbly. Look at the colour. Look at the colour. I'm taking the lid off because it's getting excited in there. So into this baked blind pastry tart. So you can see it's steaming now. That will cool down for 20 minutes and naturally a skin will form on the top of that custard. So this has had 15 minutes. Turn it off. And we're going to pour it into that colander. Now, there's a reason that I do this, right? You've got the most incredible natural juice that comes out of this compote, okay? Look underneath and look at that beauty. That is extraordinary, right? So what's brilliant about this little method is gravity and the natural kind of filtering of this compote gives you 2 things. It gives you the perfect consistency to go on that custard, and then you get this incredible, natural, almost cordial that we can just boil up a little bit until it's thick, and you can drizzle it over your tart. So I'm going to let that cool down, and let that cool down, and just for 1 minute, let that kind of reduce and thicken, and then I'll show you what to do next. So I've just been rolling out the ball of pastry. So this is about the thickness of a pound coin. The custard has cooled down and you can see that natural skin. It's quite robust, okay? So now I'm going to put our amazing compote straight in the middle and then just use that spoon to flatten it out. Beautiful. So what I want to do now is get this beautiful pie top on here. I need a little bit of glue. So obviously we're going to use egg wash. So I've just beaten up 1 egg here. Just go around the little edge here. Super simple. What I'm going to do now is go to the edge of our pastry and put it around your rolling pin and then just roll up the whole thing, just like this. And then very simply, then unroll it over the top like that. And then you use this rolling pin again just to go around the edge. It's quite annoyingly satisfying to take or kind of crimp off the pastry. Really simple, really easy. And then we can use this pastry here to make some decorations, right? So we're gonna dress this up now, and this is all optional extra stuff, right? Just take some almonds, flaked almonds, right? And a brilliant little tip is if you put some icing sugar, just a teaspoon or 2, right? Don't need much. And a little bit of water, just a few drips of water, right? You mix it up like this, and it goes a little bit claggy. And if you sprinkle this over the top like this, when that bakes, these almonds will be the best almonds you've ever had. Then, have a look at this. I've got ahead of the game. How amazing they are, right? So, no talent has made this at all. I've cheated. So if you go online, you can get these little marzipan or pastry cutters. They are 2 a penny. They are cheap as chips. Let's have some fun with this. So I'm going to take a big one like this, go in, you push down, and then you must press the top bit like that. Then it comes off like that, and you just prise it away. And once you've got that, then we can lay this on our beautiful tart. Look at that. So we can do that with a few different shapes, and then I'll use the rest of these just to finish off this beautiful tart. And it just makes your rustic tart just look a little bit more special. Last but not least, a little bit more of the egg wash. You can give it a last little pinch of sugar. That's it, job's done. I'm now gonna put this in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, for about 40 to 45 minutes until golden and gorgeous. You're gonna love it. So there you go, that is our incredible rhubarb and custard tart. It's gone gorgeous and golden. Look at the little almonds here. They've just kind of frosted in the most beautiful way. So look, let's just get into it because I want to show you exactly what's going on the inside. You ready? Look at that. Crispy pastry, gorgeous topping, the almonds, the rhubarb, the custard. Right, let's plate this up. It's going to be really special. Take some of that beautiful liquor, the syrup from the rhubarb, and just give it a little drizzle on the top. Enough yapping, time to eat. Amazing. So there you go, guys. An absolute classic flavor combination. Beautiful, crumbly, homemade pastry. Enjoy. Steamed marmalade pudding with cream and syrup. It is so good. 5 ingredients working really, really hard. So let's do this thing together. Come on.
Made with thick cut marmalade, single cream, free-range eggs, self-raising flour, and ground almonds.
My nan's steamed pudding was absolutely legendary, and it took about 2.5 hours to cook. This one is homage to her, and it takes 2.5 minutes to cook in the microwave. So instead of cooking it in a big old bowl and boiling it for hours, we're gonna cook it in these beautiful teacups. So 150 millilitres of beautiful organic single cream, 100 millilitres of olive oil. And we're using that instead of butter or lard in the old days. What this is going to do is give you a fantastically light sponge. Whisk that up. Then we're going to go from millilitres to grams. 100 grams of self-raising flour. 150 grams of ground almonds. We're going to get amazing flavour from that. A little pinch of salt and 2 eggs. We're going to get our marmalade here. 2 tablespoons with the 2 eggs. That is going to lightly flavour it. And then 8 tablespoons. We're going to put that into a pan.
Using thick cut marmalade in this time-saving syrup gives your puds a massive orangey flavour boost.
Beautiful. Right, let's do it. Let's get our lovely little cups. All I need to do is put a little bit of olive oil in each one just to rub around the whole inside. That's going to stop the sponge sticking because I want to turn it out. Get your hands in there and have a proper little rub up. Little coffee cups like this, fantastic. Make sure they're microwave safe. Once you've rubbed it with oil, just about 3/4 fill them with the mix.
This is a ridiculously simple pudding. Easy to make in minutes, perfect for busy days.
So look, simple as that, really easy to make, very cool in the little cups. 2 at a time at full power for 2.5 minutes, and you've got something really special coming out of there. Enough time to clean up, and we're laughing. Oh, it's bubbling up. 1 minute to go, come on! There's not many hot desserts you can make in 2.5 minutes. It's now steamed up. 2, 1, woo! So, there we have our little friend, steamed sponge pudding. Turned out absolutely gorgeous. We'll get our lovely syrup topping. Come on. I think Nana would be proud, right? I've just saved her 2.5 hours. She'd be out partying, she'd be at bingo. or wish drive. Bless her. And then just simple, beautiful cream. I don't really have desserts that often, but I never thought until I tried this that I could get something so classically long-winded done so quickly and that brings back so many lovely memories. So let's have a little go on this one. Look at that. That is sensational. It's so light. You know, we've cut all the time, but we've definitely not cut the flavour. The olive oil, you know, it's just lighter. It gives a lighter, spongier sponge, which is super impressive in 2.5 minutes. Are you serious? What a joy. What a treat. So there you go. Bet you never thought you'd see me cooking in a microwave. And proud, and proud. I've just saved 2.5 hours and I'm really, really loving every mouthful of this. Done. Greedy boy. That's my treat.